What's up, guys? Finally, the new 2024 fitness bracelet from Xiaomi has been released. To be honest, I have been waiting for it for a long time, but unfortunately it doesn't have any big upgrades as I would like to see. I have wanted Xiaomi Smart Bands to have Bluetooth phone calls since the last generation, but the Smart Band 9 still doesn't have it. Moreover, visually, you will not see any difference between Xiaomi Smart Band 9 and Smart Band 8. However, the new Xiaomi fitness bracelet has much brighter screen of 1200 nit. We will talk about some other updates in this video. By the way, I also have the new Xiaomi Redmi Buds 6 Active and Redmi Buds 6S wireless earbuds. The videos about them will be later on our channel Tech Brothers. Subscribe so you don't miss out. First, you should know that I have the Chinese version of the Xiaomi Smart Band 9. In addition, the new Smart Band 9 is available in versions with and without NFC. I have the one without NFC. Inside the box is a user manual in Chinese, a magnetic charging cable, and the Smart Band itself. That's it. By the way, I would like to show you the Smart Band 9 and Smart Band 8 side by side, but I don't have the previous bracelet right now. So we will only be looking at the new fitness tracker. As I said before, the new Xiaomi Smart Band looks almost the same as the previous one. It has the same 1.62-inch display, but we will talk more about it a little later. I have the Xiaomi Smart Band 9 in black, and it has a metal frame. If you buy a fitness bracelet in white color, it will have a ceramic frame. The new Smart Band is also available in silver, blue and pink gold colors with a metal frame. By the way, there are many different straps available for the new fitness bracelet. Some of them make it look more classic than sporty, like leather, fabric or even metal. I have the Xiaomi Smart Band 9 with a usual black silicone strap. You can take it off the same way as the previous generation. Moreover, the straps are compatible between Smart Band 9 and Smart Band 8. That's very good, because I know many people upgrade their bracelet with each generation, and they have many straps of different colors left over. The magnetic charging pins on the back look the same, so I think you can also use one charging cable for two bracelets. However, the health tracking sensors in the Smart Band 9 are different, because the new bracelet has gotten improvements in sleep and heart rate monitoring. We will check it out later. The Xiaomi Smart Band 9 is still 5 ATM waterproof, so you can use it in a swimming pool or shower, but not in the sauna. Talking about display of the new Xiaomi fitness bracelet, it has the same diagonal and resolution as the Smart Band 8 and even Smart Band 7, 1.62 inches and 192 by 490 pixels. You know, I'm even glad the screen size remained the same, because it doesn't need to be bigger. After all, it is a bracelet, not a watch. One of the main changes in the Xiaomi Smart Band 9 is the screen brightness. Now it is 1200 nit. For comparison, the previous bracelet had only 600 nit. Honestly, I don't remember having any problems using Smart Band 8 outdoors, but I certainly will not have any with the new Smart Band 9. The display can be seen very well even in direct sunlight. The fitness bracelet is equipped with an ambient light sensor, so it can automatically adjust the brightness of the screen. Since this is an AMOLED panel, it has always-on display support. However, it is not surprising, because the previous Smart Band 8 also had an ambient light sensor and AMOLED panel. Let's move on to the functions of the Xiaomi Smart Band 9. There may be something new here. First of all, the new Xiaomi fitness bracelet runs on Xiaomi HyperOS. We can see it at startup as well as in the settings. I have already talked in the video about Redmi Watch 4 that I don't see any special features of the HyperOS on the smartwatches. The interface of the Xiaomi Smart Band 9 is the same as the Xiaomi Smart Band 8. By pressing and holding on the screen, we can change the watch face. Here you can remove the dial that you don't like and customize it. There are many other watch faces available in the mobile app. By swiping right, there is a menu with Do Not Disturb mode, Find Phone and Settings. We will look at the settings a little later. You can also find widgets by swiping left, such as sleep, heart rate, weather, music player, Alipay, and Wax and Pay. You know, I don't need the Chinese payment services, so I would like to remove them. You can do this in the Mi Fitness app. Here you can change order of widgets, remove some of them, or even add some. If you want to read new notifications, swipe down from the main screen. Finally, you can open the menu with all the apps on the Smart Band by swiping up. Let me list all the applications here: Stats, Workout, Activity, Running Courses, Training State, Heart rate, vitality, SpO2, sleep, stress, weather, alarm, Mi Home or Xiaomi Home, Alipay, Wax and Pay, and settings. By tapping on the More button, we also have events, tasks, breathing, stopwatch, music, find phone, world clock, camera, timer, flashlight, and focus. So you can see some new functions in the Xiaomi Smart Band 9. First, the new fitness bracelet has running courses and a training state. I don't remember these functions in the previous fitness tracker. There's also Xiaomi Home app to control smart home devices. You know, I also don't remember the tasks on the Xiaomi Smart Band 8. It seems to be a new function in Smart Band 9. However, you can add tasks only in the app. I also noticed new animations and smoother performance on the Xiaomi Smart Band 9. I think it is a credit to HyperOS. In the settings menu, we can select the running mode, such as Pebble or a necklace, but for that you need to buy special accessories to the fitness bracelet. Then we have band displays. The display settings include brightness, auto lock, raise to wake, screen on, always on display, and cover to sleep. One of the improvements of the Xiaomi Smart Band 9 is a new linear motor. The manufacturer promises 20 unique vibration modes, but I only found standard, strong, and off in the settings. Perhaps the modes will be added later with the future updates. We also have Do Not Disturb settings, notifications, auto detect, preferences, pin, battery, system, and about on the Xiaomi Smart Band 9. Let's talk a little about the mobile app, but without going into details, because it is still the same Mi Fitness. First, you should know that if you have a Chinese version of the Xiaomi Smart Band 9, you need to select the China region in the app settings and only then connect the fitness bracelet. It looks like all the functions in the app are the same as the previous generation, such as notifications, heart rate, sleep, stress, etc. However, as I said before, the new function here is tasks reminders. You can add a list of tasks in the app and then track them on a fitness bracelet. By the way, I read that Xiaomi Smart Band 9 supports games, but they can only be uploaded from an Android device. Let's check it out. So I reconnected the Xiaomi Smart Band 9 to Android phone. Now there's an apps menu in the Mi Fitness. You know, it is not available on iOS devices. Here you can download some games to the fitness bracelet. You know, I have heard that you can even install third-party games like Plants vs. Zombies on the Xiaomi Smart Band 9. I don't know how to do it yet, but if you are interested, I will make a separate video about this. The Chinese company claims that the new Smart Band has more accurate heart rate and sleep sensors on the Xiaomi Smart Band 9. Unfortunately, I don't have Xiaomi Smart Band 8 right now to compare it to the Band 9 side by side. Still, let's measure my heart rate and SpO2 on the new fitness bracelet. Talking about workout modes, the Xiaomi Smart Band 9 has more than 150 of them. There are even running courses here. I already seen them on the Redmi Watch 4, which also runs on HyperOS. By the way, when you start sport mode, you can see the GNSS on top, which means searching for GPS. However, the Xiaomi Smart Band 9 doesn't have a built-in GPS, and it is actually using the GPS from a connected smartphone. One of the main improvements in the new Xiaomi Smart Band is an increased battery capacity to 233 mAh and a longer battery life of up to 21 days. You know, I say up to because the battery life highly depends on the usage mode. For example, if you use always on display mode, then the battery life of the Smart Band 9 will be 9 days. So as I said at the beginning of the video, the new Xiaomi Smart Band 9 didn't get any big updates, but that's only at first glance. Yes, it looks similar to last year's Xiaomi Smart Band 8, but it has many hardware changes. First, the screen is now twice as bright. This is a significant update. In addition, the Xiaomi Smart Band 9 runs on HyperOS. So far, I have only noticed changes in animation and smooth performance, but I have heard that third-party games like Plants vs. Zombies can be installed on a fitness bracelet. I will check it out in the next videos on our channel Tech Brothers. Of course, a bigger battery and a longer battery life is always a good thing. So, in my opinion, if you already have a Xiaomi Smart Band 8, it probably doesn't make sense to buy the Smart Band 9. But if you have an older Xiaomi fitness bracelet than the Band 8, then the new Smart Band 9 would be a good choice. By the way, ask anything about Xiaomi Smart Band 9 in the comments below this video, and I will check it out for you while I have the bracelet. Thank you for watching, see you soon!